Greetings, greetings, family. Here we are, back again. A midweek catch up. I've jumped out of YouTube prison for about 20 minutes or so. So, yeah. Mayu.
Yeah. Guess who's back? Back again. Lady Gra, Lady Gra, Lady Gra, Lady Gra is back again. Trust me, it's not a joke.
You can't keep a good man down. Let them go.
Yeah, man. And yeah, shout outs to all of you out there. And if you tapped into this video, just keep on spreading your light. You're so powerful. And remember, the universe is backing you if you choose yourself. Key thing, you have to choose yourself in order for your dreams to really manifest for you and for positive outcomes to happen within your life, man. And yeah, keep on spreading your light, baby. You're a divine being, an infinite being, a galactic being. Keep on using your affirmations as well, because whatever you affirm, trust me, the universe is listening. Trust me, tap into the laws of attraction out there. The vid that I brought out earlier. But yeah, lessons to you all. Let's tap into this one. Where can we start with this one? Because it's a midweek catch up. A lot of things are happening in the last 2 days, you know.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to mention this, you know. And, you know, we don't normally tap into the mainstream side of things like that, but got to mention this. Shout outs to Pat Stay. Shout outs to Pat Stay out there. A rap battler out there that transitioned recently. He actually got murdered. Boy, I tell you, the family as well, had a son and a daughter, young son and daughter. Oh gosh, how do you pronounce that word?
Condolences.
Condolences. There you go. Condolences to the family, and yeah, my shouts to Pat Stay. But there's a flip that we're gonna give to it right now is with remember when I sent you that video about the numbers?
Yeah.
You know, me and Lady Khan have been onto this with celebrities and how there's a lot of, kind of put this, ritualistic processes that happen behind a lot of these so-called deaths because we don't actually know if he's actually...
He transitioned or not, we really don't know.
We really don't know because when you do gematria, and when you do the numbers numerology and why... The video that I tapped into, me and Lady Khan tapped into, there's too many synchronicities.
Too many for it to be.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy, you know, and not just him. So many other celebrities where the numbers, man. Pat Stay died at 36. Yeah, 36 years old. 369. When you have the number, you know what I mean? It's like the numbers are just why, you know. There's a lot of things that are going on in the industry that. Even till now, a lot of people don't realize, and we're worshipping these celebrities that aren't really. A lot of them, not all of them. A lot of them aren't really giving us the right information for us to raise our energy. You know what I mean? A lot of them have got talent. I'm not gonna front. A lot of them have got talent, but don't allow them to, you know what I mean, take your soul, man. Because a lot of celebrities are selling their souls and doing sacrifices out there. And you need to be aware of this because trust me, a lot of people look up, not only look up to these people, but actually want to get into the industry as well. You get me? Young people, very impressionable. They want to get in there, and you got to be aware of this, man. I was aware of it when I was young, so I always kind of knew that path wasn't for me. You know what I mean? Even though sometimes, obviously, I looked up to some of them, I didn't really want to be them, you know what I mean?
You just got to look
you know what I mean?
If you look at some of the ones that we can go back and mention and then look at where they are now, you'll see that some of them are destroyed. I mean, just one example is Britney Spears.
Oh yeah, when she shaved off the hair.
When they rolled her out, this young, innocent, cute-looking girl, you know, dressed in a school uniform, prancing around on stage, and everybody, all the girls wanted to be like Britney Spears. But they don't know what was happening to that girl, how she actually got to that position in the first place, what, you know, she had to do, what her parents, you know what I mean, made her do, basically, to get to where she got to, and you know, it kind of destroyed her, you know. They call them these childhood stars, but they're not, they're bred that way, and then they're, you know, introduced into the industry very earlier on, and the same things that happen to the older ones that come through, you know, the casting couch and all that sort of thing, it happens to them, you know, it destroys them. You know, when she literally went haywire, she shaved her head, went completely bald, but that was a cry for
That was
help.
a protest.
Yeah,
She was protesting.
that was a cry for help. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when you've got pay rent, and she did have pay rent, she didn't have a mother and a father who were looking after her best interest in terms of the money that she was making. They sold her, literally. They've now got the conservatorship over her, which means she can't do anything. I mean, I think she could even take a dump without their permission. That's how they wrapped her up, you know, in contracts and stuff like that. And if it's this your mother and your father, they wouldn't do that to you, you know. They wouldn't do that to you. So, you know, my heart goes out to those young ones that come up through the
child stars,
the child. That's what they call them, child stars. You know, the actors. You know, Macaulay, Home Alone. You know, cute little kid. You see him now, you won't even recognise the youth. Trust me, my shit. But then yet again, rose through the ranks and had to, you know, do what most of them do. So, yeah, we were envying and glorifying and wanted to be like these children. But really, if we knew what was happening to them, we wouldn't want it. We'd rather be playing marbles or hopscotch or whatever it was we did back in the day. Trust me, because they've gone through absolute hell. So yeah, where are you coming from, SDS?
Yeah, it's wow. Gonna say, man, you know, that is part of the illusion as well, because a lot of people see that as success, not realizing they're in an industry where they're getting controlled a lot. If you Britney Spears, I think it was last year, she had that situation, you call it
conservatorship.
If you actually tap into that court hearing, the things that she was mentioning, she didn't really have a life. You know what I mean?
Life.
Look glamorous on the outside, but within, this is what
Totally
I like to
controlled.
say. Within, she was controlled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She wasn't really happy. She had to act like she was happy. You know, and
it wasn't good.
It wasn't good for her at all.
Permission to
for
see
her mental
boyfriend.
health.
Totally destroyed her mental.
Giving her drugs that she didn't need,
midazolam,
all sorts, and all of that stuff there. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's move on from that now. And me and Lady Crown was on about this earlier. When you transition your energy, because a lot of us, near enough all of us, because we've been programmed to do this, when you transition your energy from an actor into a mirror, I'm telling you, a lot of people will move away from you, and the real ones will stay. Reason being is because you're a reflection now. You're not acting for people to make them feel comfortable all the time. You're giving them the real tart, like Lady Crown likes to tap into. That's why, big reason why Lady Crown has gone to Rumble, because she's realizing, you know what, I can't really act on YouTube like that. So what I gotta do, I gotta transition my energy. And when you become a mirror, you'll see so many things happening within your life where you'll be like, I know why that's happening now. It's because I transitioned my energy and I'm getting real now. I'm dealing with the truth, raw and uncut. I'm not dealing with this fake reality that we've been programmed to live in. And, you know, the Matrix is built on lies.
All of it.
You know what I mean? It's not built on truth. If it was built on truth, we wouldn't have chaos in this world. We will have order. And man, I just thought I'd just get that off my chest, because I know even some of the people that tapped into this video can get where I'm coming from. When you really align yourself to the universe and the truth of life, so many things will be revealed to you, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the lies are deep, they're systemic,
they're embedded.
They're entrenched in the culture, you know, in the books that have been written, you know, all of those things, it's all been made to perpetuate their lie. You know, we were talking not long ago, STS, about the you know, when the elites or stars or whoever they are, when they have an accident or the transition, that the names that they have is not the birth name. You know, so everybody walks around calling him Tupac Shakur, but that's not his birth name.
Not his actual name.
So with that, you don't know if the birth date is correct. You know what I'm saying? Barack Obama, his name's Barry Soetoro. I've actually seen a copy of his birth certificate. It says Barry Soetoro. It does not say Barack Obama. So they revenue themselves and present themselves to be what they're not. But then that's what they roll out to you. And you know, because we're unsuspecting, we don't question. And that's what happens when we go into those education camps. We stop saying why, how, when, where. We just go, oh, okay. And then we get a star and a tick for perpetuating the hogwash. Do you know what I'm saying? You see how it's taken away from you. But yeah, that's what they did. They revenue themselves. So whether my man's transitioned or not, we don't know.
We don't know.
You really don't know. Say, oh yeah, so listen, you do not know. you know, because it's yet again their narrative, and that's what they're putting out there. If it's got out there for your ears to hear it, then you, and from especially from the mainstream, you've got to know. So
it's the way it's been promoted. You see with Pat Stay. Shout out to Pat Stay, who was talented.
Yeah,
but, very talented guy. But the way it was promoted in TMZ is one of them platforms where, trust me, they're really mainstream. Like, so
they're controlled by the powers that be.
Yeah, by the elites.
Yeah, the big money people.
Yeah, proper. So yeah, man, you have to look at it with a third eye point of view and realize that not everything is what it seems. Trust me. It's not a joke out here, like I like to say. It's not a joke out here, man. And me and Lady Crown have been tapped into this type of information for a long time. So when we come across that video, you know, it's crazy out here. Yeah, before it flies away. When we tapped into that video, it was not surprised with the gematria and with the numbers.
All
because,
the numbers, yeah.
Trust me, the numbers work in both ways. There's two forces not on this planet, two forces within the universe. Good and opposite to good. And they use it in their way. This is why don't be scared of the numbers. A lot of people, you know, they get the fear business. Even start checking the numbers up there, you know, what, I'm gonna die on this. No. There's an organic way of numerology as well. It's about your energy and what you're aligned to. You know what I mean? If you're aligned to their thing, which is the industry, then yes, there will be sacrifices made. There'll be humiliation rituals, all sorts. Yeah. Mike Tyson had to do one. Trust me. Many others out there had to do. Trust me. We could tap into loads, but we don't really want to touch on it too tough. It's just really a big shout out to Pat Stay, man, because they're saying, going back to they're saying that is transition, but you never know. He might have done a Tupac, might have done a Machiavelli.
Might have done a Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? It's Dave.
You know what I'm saying? He might have said, you know what? Let me get off the world stage and just live my life.
That's what they do.
You know what I mean?
Revenue themselves.
Yeah.
And go off and live a life, and you're there mourning the loss of your favorite actor or your star football or whatever. And guess what? I'm gonna live their life. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. The best thing is to be real to yourself. You know what I mean? You know who and what you are, and if you don't, then do some research on who and what you are. You know what I'm saying? And stand up in your power, and don't give it away to these fake personas, because that's what they are. The personas that's presented to you and get you to love and like and want to have their posters on your wall and everything about them, and you know nothing about self. It's all to take you away from the greatness that you are. You know, just remember that. I was going to touch on the Shmita. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
The Sabbath year, because every 7 years we have it's old Hebrew. They call it Shmita, and literally means release. So it was a way of releasing everybody from their debt. Yeah. Every 7 years, your debts were wiped. If you haven't paid them, then your debts were wiped cleaned, and it was like a year for a 7-year agricultural cycle mandated by the Torah. So everybody would the mandates were debt forgiveness, and the fields and the field workers would rest. Yeah, so you just liken it to your 7-day week. So now this every 7 years. But what happens, and that's leading into what you were talking about, STS, about the numbers, gematria and numerology. It's the numbers. They've given us A, B, C, D, bullcrap, but these elites use the numbers. They're into gematria, they're into numerology. That's how they do it. Every 7 years, there's something happens that's really quite big, and it happens during a Shmita 7-year cycle. Yeah. It's Shmita, and Shmita is the September month, normally around the 24th, 25th of September. Yeah. So check this one out, right? Let me come with the daffy write these down. Okay, 1972, 1973. Yeah, 7-year cycle. 46% wiped off the New York stock value. Yeah, most Shmitas tend to start in September. Which month are we in now?
September.
Okay, 1979 to 1980, USA, global recession. 1986 to 1987, 33% wiped off stock value, wiped off. Yeah, 1993, the year that you were you incarnated on this beautiful planet, STS, to 1994, bond market crash. 2000 to 2001, 37% wiped off the stock market, and 9/11 happened. That's when really things started to change. 2007, 2008, 50% wiped off stock market value. Yeah, 2014, 2014 to 2015, China had a major market crash, but it just affected the China region, their region. And guess where we are now? 2021, 2022. Exactly. You are going to see something like that. Okay? So, it was, you're going to see everything crash. And what happens is, because these elites, and I'm talking about the billionaires, know about the Shmita and know about the cycle, yeah, they prepare themselves by doing what? They get out of the stock market and they sit on the sideline with cash. Because if they've got stocks and shares that are valued at, I don't know, say they've got Google shares, or they've got some big company, and the shares are valued at 200-300 a pop, they get out at 200 and 300 a pop, and then they sit on the sideline with that money. Because when the crash comes, and we're looking between a 60 and an 80% crash, now you imagine how much they're going to pick those stocks up for. So they already know. That's why most of those rich and famous are already out of the stock market. It's the small man and woman who's not looking at the numbers and doesn't understand what's going on, that's going, oh yes, me buy some, or my shares are going up, or my portfolio's, it's X amount. Yo, the same way you see that portfolio going up is the same way you're going to see it coming down, because all they've done is inflated the price and pumped money into the stock market, and it's gone way up high, so you have further to fall. Yeah, so be like them. It was Baron Rothschild that said, when there's blood in the streets, even if it's your own blood, you should be waiting to buy up, take advantage of the opportunities. That's Sir Baron Rothschild, and we all know about them, don't we? Yeah. J.P. Morgan said, millionaires don't have astrologers, billionaires do.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the numbers.
They know about the universe.
Exactly. They know about the star alignment. They know about all the constellations, the blood moon, everything. And they know about the 7-year cycle. So whilst we're in there thinking that we're making money and our portfolio is growing, you're going to get wiped out. And that's when you're going to get a lot of people committing harikari, mass starvation, because they've not prepared for what's coming. We're now in that 7-year cycle, and you also have the Jubilee, 50 years. We're here. This day, this time, today is the 7th of September, which is the beginning of Shmita. Yeah? Rosh Hashanah is September to September. We're here. This is the day. This is the time. We've been warning about what you guys need to do in order to prepare. Guess what? These people know. They already know. They've always known, and they've always prepared. You've got an opportunity to do the same. You might say, oh, what, right, it on the 7th of September. No. So, better late than never. Start doing stuff now. You know what I'm saying? If you've got funds that you know you should have available to you, which will be locked off in the banks come 1st of November, do something about it. Can't warn on anymore, because the time will come when my words will fall on deaf ears, because it will be all over and you won't have an opportunity to do what you should have been able to do, because people become millionaires and billionaires out of these crashes. Because what? They know what's coming, so they prepare for what's coming. Like if you know famine will come, you prepare. You know, say water shortage will come, you prepare. But if you carry on living the Maya life, yo, let me tell you something. Dog, nyam your supper, as my mother would say. Come in, my youth.
You know, millionaires and billionaires, a lot of them, they know the future, you see.
They know.
So because they know the future, they got the tactical advantage over most of the population.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
And that's what we're dealing with. And also, like I like to say, it's subconscious, bro, and sis, stay bliss. The reason why they stay like that as well is because it's subconscious.
Yeah.
Subconscious works on repetition. This is why that saying out there, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Facts.
Why? Because the subconscious mind, they're repeating the same patterns.
Yeah.
So they're thinking well. They're thinking ahead. And a lot of rich people, wealthy people, should I say, what they do, they have a plan. Okay. A lot of poor people don't have plans for anything. They got a plan for the next day. Wealthy people have a plan for the next 100 years. You know,
there you go.
Even way beyond they transition, they got a plan with generational wealth.
There you go.
That's what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? A lot of us are only dealing with our individual wealth.
Paycheck to paycheck, and living on yaita. Can't continue to do that.
No, we got to switch it up. And a lot of us need to, because it's linked with everything with your consciousness as well, that I'm really tapped into, is gain a business mindset. We need to start creating more businesses because it builds your wealth, your community. You know, instead of, because when you got a business mindset, you're no longer reliant on others. You're reliant on yourself.
There you go.
This is why it's so key. It's interconnected with everything.
Online businesses. I mean, come on. There's so much that you can be doing. You know what I mean? YouTube, you can set up a YouTube channel where you can just play lots of different ads, or no, it's not ads, it's like open source videos.
Got monetized.
Yeah, and that can be monetized. You can earn money from it, and there's people showing you how to do it. There's so much that you can do. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's other decentralized platforms that are doing similar things as well. And to sit there and say, well, this is my job, and I'm going to work now. When that job is not there, because I'm telling you, there's so many people that's going to be, just completely devastated. When I mean devastated, I mean completely devastated. And trust me, when all those things happen, and even if they give you a little furlough or they give you all of those things, you're going to have to pay back every penny. And if you haven't got the jobs and you haven't got the money, then whatever you think you own, because let's face it, you think you own your house that you paid for, you don't own anything, they're going to come and take it because it belongs to them anyway. Your house is sitting on the land that belongs to the crown, that didn't belong to you. Unless you've got loyalty or title for anything that you own, you don't own anything. And those are the things that they'll never teach you, because I don't want you to know. Because you just might stand up and say, actually, excuse me, you see what I'm saying? En masse. And if we did that en masse, it's all over for them. It is anyway. Trust me, it's all over for them.
Seriously, you mentioned that. Haas was talking about YouTube cutting checks. Guess how much? The biggest earning he's got in a month off YouTube, $63,000.
Excuse me.
In 1 month.
63 grand.
And they pay monthly. If you're a big YouTuber.
Wow.
Yeah, $63,000.
So you have to ask yourself how much they made off him then. I mean,
this is what I'm trying to say. They're cutting a check, you see. And of course they're earning way more than him.
Of course.
And what he said as well is that people can use his content in a positive way. That's what he said, and make money off it. So you can make.
He put it out there, open source.
Yeah, open
there
source.
You go.
So $10,000 a month. You can be. He said, why work? When you can sit at home and just put videos up.
Why? You see, whilst you're doing that, you can then be doing your real work, which is work on self.
Because you've got more free time.
You've got more free time. The books that you want to read. If you want to read about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, Sophie Stewart, The Matrix, matriarch out there. Let me tell you, you'll be able to do all of those things because you haven't got to worry about your outgoings, because and then you've got different income streams, different little pots. Can do it. We can do it. And we must.
Yeah, man, it's crucial, man. This is a time where we need to take ownership. I know a couple of years ago, a lot of people started doing that. 2020 is when a lot of people started taking ownership. Got to realize, I can't rely on companies no more to support me. I've got to support myself. Because at any time they can say, we're done with you,
Or you've got to reapply for the job that you've been doing for 30 years. They've done that to people. Even the local councils have done that to people. Been in a job for 100 years and they tell you that you've got to reapply for it. If they're not telling you, so nobody, then I don't know what they're going to, what they'll take your face and actually put it in the excrement and push it in there for you to realise that, hang on a second, what's this? No. Do your own work for yourself. And be your own boss, because that's exactly what you are. You were born free. You know what I mean? To make your own way in life and your own destiny. Grow your own food. Generate the energy's free. Man wants to send you a bill because they're a billing company, but no company out there provides you with any gas or electricity. It all comes from the national grid. They're a billing company, so they're what? An intermediary. Why do you need one of those? Just think about it, people. Today I bought bill, I come and I can't afford it, and yo, look at who's so-called supplying you. That doesn't supply you, then it's to supply you with a bill. And it's not even a true bill, but that's another time.
I just like to end on this. Some special shout outs. Shout outs to, it's getting windy out here, but it's beautiful. Shout outs to my little sis out there, Liz, and shout outs to Debbie, shout outs to Michelle Clear, and shout outs to Antoinette Fagan, shout outs to them 4 soul sisters out there.
Matriarchs, feminine
energy, baby.
Amazing.
And we're in that era now where the feminine energy is coming through, because trust me, like we was discussing earlier, the masculine thing's been running things,
No balance. Without balance, you have what we've got now. There's no balance. It's exactly. It's imbalance. You have to have the yin and the yang. one cannot be superior to the other, because when you get that, then you, like the scales, if the weights on one side is heavier than on the other, then guess what, you've not got balance. And that's why we're the world's on, the whole planet's on an axis that's been tilted, so therefore there's no balance. And that we need to redress the balance and bring back and restore the feminine nature to her rightful place. Father, Son, and woman, not Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. The trilogy there, and without the woman at the top, guess what? There's no Father and there's no Son. Yeah. You got to know that. They've taken that away from us, so we need to redress the balance. You'll find that will work better in the homes, because everybody will know their place. Because guess what? We all have purpose, and there's the feminine and the masculine energies are there for a reason. We need to know how to work with them and not listen to these people.
And yeah, because it's all connected with love, baby. Ooh, yeah. And that's what we need to deal with, man, because love's missing from a lot of homes. And the feminine energy, again, we need to bring that balance, instead of this logical, egotistical way of living, where we think that, me want to control everybody, and me I run things. No, everybody's running things. We're all interconnected. You know what I mean? We need to love one another much more. You know what I mean? And help each other, because we're all we got. When you really do the breakdown, trust me, it's about your people then. You know what I mean? But also, like I like to say, watch your circle before they hurt you. Like I like to say, shadows always there. You know me, I really deal with the shadows of life. And when you deal with the shadows of life as well, you'll realize that, yeah, man, be kind, be respectful to others, but also know what you're dealing with as well. Because remember, a lot of people are still dealing with the programming. That doesn't mean that you should judge them. It just means that you gotta be aware.
Yeah.
Put it like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, man, big ups to all of you, Keep on raising your energy, like I like to say, and loving yourself wholeheartedly. Yeah, trust me, Lady Crown, she's gone to her head chakra. You know what I mean? When she named herself, but she was there anyway. But she just named herself because she knows she's dealing with the mind, body, and soul. So she's dealing with that crown chakra, baby. Her Kundalini energy is raising up. I remember when you seen that purple?
Oh yes, I see it all the time. Every time I do the breath.
Right in between here.
Yeah.
So she doesn't just see with these two eyes, she sees with the third eye, baby. You know what I mean? Not a joke out here. Got to open that gland up. I know. Love you all. No, I love you. If you tapped into this video, we love you. Keep on letting the divine guide you. But yeah,
you.
Lady Crown and SDS over and out. Peace and blessings.
Peace, my people.